sitting in FitWorkz Hybrid Training Gym in DeKalb, Illinois, coming to you live on Periscope. If you're watching on social media, we'd love to hear from you. If you're live, feel free to ask your questions below. So the ever popular are becoming popular Oreo and Pop-Tart diet. No joke, there's some out there that are quite honestly marketing, you can eat these and lose weight. Well, here's the reality is you can eat these and lose weight. Hi, Miss Kitchen. We're shooting live on the internet. You can eat Oreos and lose weight. The problem is you're not going to eat only a couple Oreos. The idea is that if the Oreos fit your macros, and macros refer to macronutrients or the amount of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins you're allowed to eat on your diet, if it fits your macros, you can have it. Thank you, Mr. Kitchen, for the tape. Thank you. The issue becomes most people are not going to eat only a single serving package, and if you buy the big package, much like this bag of donuts, as soon as this donut bag gets open, you're not only eating 2 or 4 donuts or whatever fits your macros. Most people are going to continue to eat them. It's like today, I met with a lady in her 60s. She's done Weight Watchers numerous times. She volunteered in conversation. She said, you know, I have a problem with sweets. Once I start eating them, I can't stop. Therein lies the problem with the Pop-Tart or Oreo diet. For most people, once you start having this, you're going to continue. It becomes a very slippery slope. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with eating Pop-Tarts. In fact, macros is really a new way of looking at counting calories. And by the way, we counted calories in the 80s and 90s, and we counted grams of fat. And you know what? We ended up fatter with an epidemic level or rate of obesity. 1 in 3 born after 2000 is obese. We've ended up with epidemic heart disease, diabetes, and everything else. So the whole idea that you can count, put restrictions, put yourself in a box and limit, and see major progress across the board. Now keep in mind, I'm saying across the board for the general population. I'm not talking about the physique competitors that have a really significant goal, i.e. getting on stage in a teeny tiny bathing suit on a set date in the near future. Those folks can count their macros or count calories, because that's really what they're doing, right? And they're only going to have a couple Oreos. Why? Because they're scared to death of getting in that tiny bathing suit and getting on stage. For the general population, it's hard without that big goal looming in the future, teeny tiny bathing suit, get on stage in front of hundreds of people. Without that goal, it's really hard for most people not to fall down the slippery slope. It's like my client that I met with this morning, volunteering, and I didn't poke and prod. She said, you know, I have a problem with sweets. Once I start eating them, I tend to keep going. Well, that's most people. And that's why, you know, again, there's nothing wrong with having Pop-Tarts. There's nothing wrong with eating Oreos. The problem is, yes, you can actually eat those and lose weight. The problem is most people aren't going to make it only fit their macros, okay? That's like thinking I'm gonna open this bag of donuts and stop at 2 or 4 because it fits my macros. I don't have a date in the future in a teeny tiny bathing suit that I'm getting on stage, so you can bet your backside I'm probably gonna eat the whole bag, and if I don't finish it right now, it'll be gone by dinner tomorrow. And that's true of most people as well. Any questions out there from anybody? No comments? Everybody understands the macros? So macros are just carbs, proteins, and fat. Technically your sugar alcohols will probably fall into that. And really it's just a new way of talking in terms of calories. Now the macro folks probably won't like that, but really macros are calories. It's just another way to place restrictions or limits on what you're doing from a food standpoint. When we prep competitors, and we do that for physique contests, we're aware of how many calories, carbs, protein, fat they're consuming. We usually don't share that with the client because we don't want them to fixate on that. We don't want them to obsess on that. Why? Because that leads to an issue with food, otherwise known as eating disorder. What we do practice is eat by color. And with eat by color, we tell you if you want to have Oreos, go ahead and have them. If you want to have Pop-Tarts, go ahead and have them. Just don't do it all the time. And you know, if you are going to open the bag of donuts and we say something like, you can have them if you want them, if you eat half the bag and tomorrow you get back on eat by color, at the end of the day, you will have counted nothing and you're still going to reach your goal. Ray Binkowski, you can find out more at Eat by Color, hashtag Eat by Color. Check out our Our brand new book, Exercise Galore, over 100 exercises with instruction, videos, pictures, descriptions, a whole shooting match. You can find it today on Amazon. For Kindle, it's $10, and in print, $19.99. Thanks.